So you said you're a massive board game fan, and I've seen some of your videos like reviewing board games and everything as well.
To the dismay of your YouTube.
To the dismay of like your entire audience, it seems like.
I will say though on that, like even though I make fun of the fact that they don't get a lot of views, there was one time I think I did. So those of you who don't know, I in Tumblr days I did goofy covers, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone, that used to be the thing. Everyone was like, do another goofy cover, do another goofy cover, and I was like, if I become known as the goofy cover man, I'm going to walk into the ocean. Like, I cannot let this be my legacy.
Yeah,
so I stopped. And then that was maybe like I don't know. Maybe like 8 years passed or whatever. And then for a charity milestone, I was like, okay, I will do a goofy cover. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of fun again. So I started doing it. But then like I posted one and then someone was like, what the hell is this shit? Where are the board game reviews? I'm like, nothing I can do will please anybody. Like, but I was like, wow, the board game reviews have been around for so long that even then people are like, we want that. Like they hate change. They hate any kind of this isn't what you do. You do the skits, eating 20 things, and these shitty board game reviews that don't do well. Not this. What is this thing? I'm like, okay, well, but yeah. Anyway, to answer
can't get a dub, man. Can't get a dub.
What's that? You were asking?
Yeah, what are some board games you recommend? Because like I'm not so much into the board game scene, and so like I see someone like you, and I, occasionally watch some of your reviews and some of your videos. What to you makes a good board game?
What have you played, if anything?
Fucking
He's played
Monopoly.
I've made them play Ticket to Ride.
Oh yeah, we played Ticket to Ride.
That's a good game.
That's fun.
I really like Risk as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
If you, let's see. Like, do you like cooperative games? Do you like more competitive games? Like, what's your style?
Let's say cooperative.
Cooperative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Pandemic is like a good one to start. That one's you're running around the world trying to cure a disease.
Yeah.
And nowadays, and feel sad about how the real one's going. Like that one's good.
Maybe we should have played that before, like after 2-3 years ago.
Right now.
Right, that's a lot. We're in a fucking long campaign right now, right?
My favorite board game is Marvel Legendary, which is a cooperative deck building game. Deck building being like not like Magic, where you build premium decks, but it's like you have a market of cards. You ever play like Slay the Spire or something? Any of you?
I've never played Slay the Spire.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Wait, I know of Slay the Spire. I know how it works. But I've never
Deck building as a concept is like you have these random cards. You slowly start adding them to your basic deck, and then like get rid of all your shitty cards, and your deck becomes stronger as you go.
Right.
Inscription.
Yes, Inscription is a deck building game. Yeah,
Inscription was really, really good.
Yeah.
It was an amazing game.
So like a lot of the deck building ones are really good. I mean, I don't know. It really just depends on what you
value.
There's so many games and styles of games. That, like,
the sheer amount of reviews you've done.
Yeah.
Is just like, oh my God.
Yeah, I saw like the table that you got given
Dude,
as well.
I'm obsessed with this table.
Yeah, it looks so fucking
so
cool.
sick.
This table he got is like the best fucking thing ever.
I mean, you want to come see it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I would like to get that table just to play board games. I'll get that table first, and I'm just like, okay, now I need some board games to play.
Is it bad that I think I remember the name? Is it the Woodworm table or something?
The Wormwood.
Wormwood.
Wormwood is the company.
Okay,
right.
It's this table that just like it's a normal table, and then it just all comes off with magnets. There's cup holders that can slide around. And there's just a playing area with like felt. It looks amazing.
It's beautiful. Like I was using my kitchen table for the longest time with a mat.
Right.
And that was fine, but then like this thing, I'm like, oh, it's so good. Like, because the table topper, before this, whenever we ordered food or whatever, and the game's on the table, it's like, all right, everyone, go stand awkwardly in the kitchen and like eat off my counters or whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, great, put the toppers on, we can eat on top. It's so good. Cup holders, it's beautiful.
It's awesome, dude. This thing is awesome.
Yeah, I want, that's like the premium board game experience that I want. How did you get how did that hobby start? Was that something you were always like into, and then you just kind of like grew from there?
It started from I was at an Otakon back in like I want to say like 2012 or something. Like,
right.
might even maybe around then.
Is Otakon in?
That's in. It used to be in Baltimore, now in DC.
Okay.
Right.
And just a group of friends and I. We were at there's a Barnes and Noble in the Inner Harbor where that con used to be, and none of us had really played a lot of designer board games or whatever. We saw a game called Forbidden Island, which is a great game actually.
Right.
And the cover was cool. It had a silly name. We're like, oh, what is this? Like, let's just buy it. Like, if it's stupid, we'll just, it's fun. Let's just try it.
Yeah.
And if it's great, and we were really into it. It's a cooperative game where like you're trying to collect these artifacts and the island is sinking and you have to get off like in time or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Simple in design, but very fun. And we were like, oh shit, this is great. Like, are there other games like this? And so it became like
a rabbit hole.
Like I often introduce a lot of people to the hobby.
Right.
Like, oh, have you tried this? And then they're like, oh shit, like board games can be like this, because a lot of people associate it with like
Monopoly.
Yeah.
Or even like, for me, Catan I find kind of dull. Like I had played Catan prior and I was like, this is fine, I don't really give a shit. But Forbidden Island I was like, oh, okay, these can be like, and now I play like everything.
Yeah.
Because then you discover like there's a website called Board Game Geek that like, ranks all the games and it becomes, and then people started gifting me games. So it really just snowballed after that.
Some of the complexity of those board games is just insane.
Yeah.
The learning curve, right?
There's some that are like multi-day things, right? Like
They could be, well, I think multi-day might be an exaggeration, but there's definitely ones that I've played that have taken like maybe like 12 hours.
Jesus.
Like that's like, all right, come at like in the morning and we will be done at like 11 p.m. Like
That's a commitment, man.
Yeah. And for me, actually, the sweet spot is like middle complexity.
Yeah.
Light to middle.
Yeah.
Because I like complex games, but they're harder to get to the table because only like diehards are going to want to like play those.
It's hard to teach it to people.
It's hard to teach
Right.
people.
Yeah.
It's intimidating and oftentimes very hard to, just get into.
Yeah.
So the sort of like on Board Game Geek, they sort of from like 1 to 5 scale.
Right.
Like the 2 to 3 scale is usually like perfect because it's like 1 to 2 is like party games, which are fun, but 2 to 3 is like there's some meat on these bones, but it's not that hard to grasp. Once you get to 3 to 4, that's a little beefier. 4 and up is like that is complex. Like it is.
Do you have like a good like gate, like you want to get someone into board games? Do you have like a good gateway game you like that you always bring out to be like, hey,
Monopoly.
here's a little thing to like whet your appetite just to see like what this hobby could
where
be
would
about.
Monopoly be on that difficulty scale? Is it a 1?
I think it's probably. I could even search right now. My guess is like 1 or something.
Okay.
Maybe
Right,
2.
right.
Like maybe with the trading, it's slightly, but you're literally just rolling dice and
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
stuff. Let's see, a good gateway game.
Like, what's the Attack on Titan of board games? Like,
I mean, Ticket to Ride.
I feel like Ticket to Ride is a really good introduction.
That's a good one just because it's so simple and like you're just making sets and like making. I don't care if this is not protocol in here. I'm pulling up.
You can do it. Well, 'cause I like Ticket to Ride because I find that there is a way. For me, it's like if you can have the opportunity to strategize and really like implement it while still having that luck factor. And where a noob could just completely get lucky and beat you. Like I like that.
That's what I really like about Risk. It's exactly the same thing where it's like it looks really intimidating because it's such a big game. But then when you actually get into it and you learn the rules, you can very quickly start strategizing.
Right. So some good ones like Azul is a very elegant, like sort of abstract game with like really nice tiles.
Right.
That one has like there's different ones in the series. There's like Azul, Stained Glass of Sintra, and it's just like it has the feel of like a game that's been around for like decades, but it's a newer.
What'd you do in that game?
It's hard to explain without visuals, but you have these circles of tiles and you're drafting colors of tiles and you're sort of filling up rows.
Okay.
And you're trying to get them in like an array and make combos.
Right.
Which is completely impossible to explain without me actually having the pieces.
Yeah,
But it has the feel
Rudan,
of
you do your best, Rudan.
yeah. So there's that one. Like a really popular one is like Codenames. Have you ever played that one? Do you know that one?
I've never heard of it.
Codenames is like you have a grid of words, and one person or each team has a code name or code master or whatever.
Right.
And they give a clue like furry 3, and your team is trying to like pick which of these 3 words fit that clue. But the thing is, if you touch a clue of the other team's words, they get the point.
Right.
And there's a kill word where if anyone touches that, they instantly lose.
Oh,
so it's
cool.
like
That sounds
an
really
array
fun.
of like I think like 25 words. Half of them are red on the back, half of them are blue.
Yeah.
Not on the back. There's like a little card, and then the half of them are blanks, which are like duds, and then one is a kill card.
Right,
so it's like a
right.
really like elegant, just like, hey, this is this. I basically just explained how to play it now.
Yeah.
You
That
just
sounds
say
really
a
fun,
word
actually.
and a number, and that's
Yeah.
how many fit that thing, and you're like, okay,
It's a good party game.
it's a really good party game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write these down.
Yeah. Luckily, it's being filmed right now, right?
Exactly. Dixit, you know Dixit?
Oh, I love Dixit.
Dixit's very, very
That's
good
a really
game.
fun game.
That is one where you're playing these surreal picture cards, and you're trying to give a clue as to like
It's like reverse Pictionary almost.
the idea is that you want to give a clue so that not everyone picks the card, because if everyone picks the card, then you get fucked. But if nobody picks your card, you get fucked. So you're trying to give a clue that's just obscure enough where it's like, because what happens is you put down the card and everyone else puts down a card that matches that clue.
Right.
Everyone's trying to figure out which one was the original card.
Right.
So if I said like mysterious or whatever, and I put down a card and everyone else puts down a card, then we reveal them and everyone's like, which one was the original mysterious card?
Right.
One that's fun in that game as a clue is Super Mario Brothers 3. Because then there's so many surprisingly like fitting cards for
Right.
for like or like something like that, or you say a video game or like DreamWorks movies or something, and then like people are you reveal them they all look like fucking DreamWorks movies.
Yeah, all the cards look like Salvador Dali paintings. They're like really abstract.
They're all really
Okay.
strange, like surreal paintings.
Okay.
Yeah.
that one's really fun.
That one's really
Yeah.
good. Forbidden Island I mentioned is a really fun co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are like just some very like basic level ones.
That sounds really fun.
Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, thank you for the recommendations.
Future Trash Taste After Dark episodes.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm down. You're just giving us content
Yeah.
ideas now. That's
Hell yeah.
perfect. Yeah.